The launching of Kenyan Overseas Business Alliance, Koba, has brought a new dawn and a hope for diaspora and foreign investors to access investment opportunities in Kenya.
Koba.
Koba's chairman, Samo Cheng, highlighted investment opportunities in different sectors in Kenya.
It is a great pleasure to stand before you this evening to say great welcome to this important inaugural for Kenya Overseas Business Alliance, Koba. We all know how great Kenya is. A beautiful country with literally everything we're looking for. Kenya is mentioned to be one of the best countries in the world where majority of people wants to go and live in Kenya. But we, as Kenyans, the diaspora, we have a social responsibility. And the responsibility is to create a platform to build our country. Economic development, we know, is very key, and especially for the modern generation, the young people. So Koba's aim is to create that platform so that we, the diaspora, can have a platform where we can provide information, what are the services available for investment and creating business opportunities back in Kenya.
Dr. Martin Koyabe, one of Koba's executive, an ICT specialist, explained how social networking sites can be used as an advertising tool for Kenya.
Let me just see by hand, if you put up your hand, how many people have Facebook or they've registered with Facebook? Okay, that's very good. Now, I think you like this because you are actually among the over 500 million people who have Facebook accounts, okay? If Facebook was a country and you guys were the citizens, you would have actually been the third largest country in the world in terms of population, after India or rather just following India and then China. Now, let's reverse the maths a little bit. If you look at Kenyans, we are roughly about 2.5 million Kenyans in the diaspora. Each of us has access or has some capital that could be taken advantage of in terms of education, intellectual, social, cultural, and even in the ministerial part, where we've become very good ministers nowadays. And when you look at each Kenyan having roughly about 10 friends, that means it's roughly about 25 million other people there, out there. And that is actually more than just the population of some of the countries. So what we are saying is that the potential for the diaspora is enormous. And Koba, we're not actually just looking at it in those terms, but we're looking at it in the bigger term in terms of how much the diaspora can contribute to the development of the country.
His Excellency Ephraim Gare conveyed the mission's readiness to work with Koba and challenged Koba to research and make data available to potential investors in order for them to make sound investment decisions.
I therefore hope that Koba, the organization that you are launching here today, will be able to do sufficient research to build an information data which will enable their colleagues make sound investment decisions. In my view, the formation of the Kenya Business Overseas Alliance is also a great opportunity for us all to learn from one another on how to invest not only in Kenya, but also the whole of East African region and Africa in general. We at this mission and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are willing to work with and facilitate not only Koba, but also other associations in diaspora here in UK who wish to undertake activities geared towards marketing our country as a safe and profitable investment destination.
The chief guest at the lounge was Honorable Peter Kenneth, Assistant Minister for Planning, National Development and Vision 2030. He urged Koba to build strategic linkages between diaspora and other investments with Kenyan stakeholders, especially that Kenya has a healthy investment environment with good value addition.
The government welcomes Koba's endeavor to harness this potential through building of strategic business and investment linkages between the diaspora and Friends of Kenya in the UK on one hand, and the relevant stakeholders in Kenya on the other. Indeed, our government is ready to work with the diaspora to facilitate them to invest in various sectors of our country including the Nairobi Stock Exchange. In addition, it is imperative that Koba establishes working relationships with other organized diaspora associations, such as the Kenya Diaspora Association and the Kenya Community Abroad in the States. I also wish to welcome Koba to work closely with the government of Kenya through my ministry and that of Foreign Affairs in ensuring that the diaspora participation in national development is strengthened.
He explained in details the 3 pillars of Vision 2030. He also highlighted the key investment opportunities in different sectors, including ICT, housing, energy, agriculture, and tourism.
In terms of Vision 2030, this is a document that we think will propel Kenya to a middle-income country. And we've anchored it on 3 pillars: the economic pillar, the political pillar, and the social pillar. In terms of social pillar, we are looking at basic rights that we feel Kenyans ought to get. And I think we scored a milestone. We were able to constitutionalize them in the referendum. This is basic rights like to housing, to health care, to education, to freedom of expression. And therefore, we think that if Kenyans can enjoy those benefits under the social pillar, they'll have come of age in terms of catching up with other countries that have very good Bill of Rights.
The first Koba assignment is to facilitate the Invest in Kenya 2010 event. Also, Kenyan Achievers Award in partnership with London Together. This will bring out the level of expertise Koba has, their partnership ability, their management capabilities, as Kenyans have high expectations for Koba. As a Kenyan, what would an organization like Koba do for you?
2 things. We lack information when we want to invest or when we want to get other business partners here to invest. Hopefully Koba can provide that information for us in good time, not after you failed a business, before you actually invest.
Well, I think they should be able to link up local companies to be able to invest in Kenya in an easy and meaningful way. At the moment, obviously, it's quite difficult to set up a business in Kenya. And I think with the regulation changes that the government is initiating, and with Koba's cooperation, it should be a lot easier and effective in setting up a business in Kenya.
You see, this is something that somebody needed to do, bringing Kenyans together. And, you know, first of all, it's a Kenya Overseas Business Alliance. So if you have a business mind, you invest where business is going to come from. And I think that it's a great event because if I've got travel business, somebody has property business, I mean, we need to form alliance. As business people, we need to help each other.
Koba will need to build a very good relation with Kenyan investors so that they can build the confidence, because without confidence, no business can survive.
I would like to know, what do you think business should expect from Koba as a business person?
I think in the first instance, it's a place to call in to find out how can your business initiative be linked up with what you're doing in Kenya. Is it expansion? What are the opportunities are there that you can take advantage of, really, to be able to support what is happening in Kenya as well? We're talking about poverty reduction. We're talking about opportunities there. We are talking most importantly about the issue that Kenya have gone through. There are so many new opportunities there. There are so many investment opportunities. We want people to go there to be able to succeed, not to fail. As you know, you have tried business yourself in Kenya. Some of the challenges we are facing is because people are doing things individually. There's not a vehicle that has channeled our efforts. And this is what I see as a business person getting out of Koba, is that now there's a vehicle that can even lobby, because you go there, you lose your money. What next? You know, but now you can say, now Koba, these are the issues I have faced. Where can we have a forum to discuss the challenges we are facing to encourage more people to take the risk and invest the opportunities?
I'm not sure. You know, there's a lot of things that happen with all these organizations, and then after a few months, you hear it was, but it's no longer there. So I'm not sure. We just need to wait and see.
What is your expectation?
My expectation is you link us in, Koba links us in with businesses in Kenya or some form of investment in Kenya.
Koba is a vehicle for you. It's a vehicle that will drive an economic force that will create a platform so that all of us, as a people, as a community, to invest.
Koba has been launched days after the wake of the new constitution in Kenya. With this brings many benefits to the diaspora investors. The long-awaited dual nationality is now here. So, Kenya, here we come, from the diaspora with our investment to build our nation.
One of the things that we were very encouraged about is the issue of what the country's constitution means to diasporians, especially with the dual citizenship, where we know very well that very many people will now afford to participate confidently and know exactly how we can pull together as people in the diaspora. So the future for Koba, for sure, is very bright.
It is important that Kenyans remain patriotic, and it is important that the country back home recognizes that there are as many Kenyans out there who are also part of the Kenyan community, and that everything should be done to ensure that both Kenyans inside and outside enjoy the same benefits of having a stable country in Kenya.